Hello everyone. This is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome to our Friday live. I guess it's kind of getting instituted Friday in the evening, but I don't want to say it's going to keep happening. Anyways, as you guys know, we kind of do a flip this week because I just got from my vacation, from my trip, and so we did the paper pumpkin kit on Tuesday, and now we're doing the regular card video today. Hello, Adrian. Hello, Carrie. How are you guys doing this wonderful Friday evening? I gotta tell you, it was a busy day at work, but it was pretty productive, and I'm really kind of trying to just catch up with the crafting stuff. It's being hectic in here. I know that, I know it's my like hobby and whatever, but sometimes, guys, I can tell you it gets very, very busy. So while other people join us, I want to do a couple of announcements. You guys know me. I'm not a business person, but there's things that I think are worth it. And so if you are interested in becoming a demonstrator, this is the time to do it. We have, due to the 35 years anniversary, I guess, you can do either get 30% off the starter kit. I kind of forgot what that means. And you will get the $99 amount of products, or you can pay $99 and get 30, and then get 135. I keep forgetting exactly the numbers, but bottom line, it is an amazing time to join Stampin'Up if you are interested. Like I said, I am so super excited. I actually have a team now. Guys, I'm really oh, that's nice, Carrie. That's cool. So, just saying, if you're interested, you don't have to be a demonstrator and do stuff. You can do it just for the discount. I have to be honest, that's why I joined. It was really only for the discount, and then at some point I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do something, because going in person or whatever is kind of a bit limited for me right now. I'm like, I'm gonna do online, and this has worked very well for me. So anyways, that's an option. I do want to remind you guys that this is what you'll get for free. Thank you, Adrian, I appreciate that. If you get if you buy $50 or more in my online store before shipping and taxes. And I'm going to leave it there just because I don't have any other things. But guys, did you see the new paper pumpkin kit, the one that's coming? Oh my God, it's so cute. I love it. I love it. So we know I love almost everything, so that's not a big deal. But let me move to the crafting table. So Carrie, it was a whole lot less a vacation and a whole lot more just being with my family. And I'm sorry I'm doing this. I should have done this, but now I moved everything. Let me see. Sorry. I got warm all of a sudden, so I'm removing my socks. Sorry about this, guys. This is completely crazy, but I was starting to get a little warm, so you don't want to see me just here sweating. Okay, so I was saying, Carrie, yeah, it was mostly just being with my dad and visiting him, and and my family in general. But my dad is 90, and so just hanging out with him, really. We didn't go mostly anywhere. We just stay at my mom and dad's home, and there were a couple of things we did. I went to visit one of my aunt who is 93, going to be 93. I don't know if you guys remember that card I made for her, so I delivered it to her. Although her birthday is in December, I figured, here it is. Hello, Anita, how are you? And so, yeah, a lot of just hanging out with my family that I don't get to see often. And I know you guys, you know that. In all my family is in Costa Rica, so I do miss them. I can't deny that, guys. I'm gonna do the thing here. Okay. I do have water today, guys, because I have not been drinking enough water. I realize that. Here you can tell what I like, right? This is me. So, because you know, I need to drink water. I'm a little dry. Okay, my thing got completely crazy there after me showing the bottle. We are going to be doing so. Two things. The first one is, yes, again, we are going to be using the Oh Holy Night suite. Guys, I can't help it. Um, yes, Carrie, that's true. I can't help it. The truth is, I love that suite. I have like 100,000 ideas of what to do with it. And although, you know, I am not going to do everything all the time just on that, I'm going to keep doing as much as I can. I'm almost out of the paper, not that cute paper, which is interesting, but, well, the specialty paper. But that's the suede we're going to be using. Now, because it's me and I like to use what I've got. Let's be honest. I don't think that you should buy things and not use it or just leave it, you know, in the shelf. I already have a few of those. I am going to be using, on top of those, I'm going to be using some of the horse and sleigh, not some, really these two trees. I stamped them and I'll show you here in a minute. Yes. Oh my God, me too. I'm so excited, Carrie. So excited. And the dies, right? I'm going to also be using, and I'm sorry I'm using all this stuff, guys, but I can't help it. Marius trees, because you know, you'll see what I created. So those are mostly because I'm creating a scene. Yes, I know, another scene, but I hope it's really worth it. Because I'm using these again, I'm going to try to focus a little bit on some of the I call it some of the techniques, some other techniques. I usually just like work on the card and don't work so much on the techniques, but we're going to be doing a little bit extra on the techniques. Okay, so that's me. I'm going to bring my best friend here. You guys are seeing there, and I'm going to bring a 12 by 12 piece. This is just some old cardstock I have, but I want to tell you guys, I built two different options. You can totally make this smaller. I'm making a slimline card, mainly because of what I had in mind when I was building the card, and so I wanted to be long. And but I not created, but I worked on two different measurements as the slimline. You can totally make this a smaller on an 5.5 measurement. But let me show you. So we're going to cut these at 8.5. And then we're going to turn this around and we're going to cut these at 11.5. And let me check my measurements because I am really good at forgetting. Hey, Yvonne, how are you? Welcome. I am so glad you're here. Yes, 11.5. Okay. So this is just a regular, not regular, it has its details, gatefold, but I really like this idea, and it's by any means new at all. So now we're going to go and work on the scoring. Let's see. So keeping our longest, or, you know, keep it horizontal. Hey, Anita. We are going to align at 3.5 and we are going to score. And then we are going to go to 4 and we're going to score. And then we're going to go to 7.5 and we're going to score. And guys, that's pretty much it. Hello, Elizabeth. Oh, good, Adrian. I'm glad you like the idea. And now we're going to go to 8 and we're going to score. Hey, Judy. Oh my God. How are you? I've missed you. So let's go again. 3.5, 4, 7.5 and 8. And I know this is not very visible. I'm sorry, I should have brought like another piece of cardstock. Now, keeping this where it's at, we're going to go to 5 3/4, and we are going to mark. And I'm going to make a little mark here. I am doing this in here. Thank you, Elizabeth. Guys, if you like what we're doing, please share. That helps me a lot. So I make a little mark up top there. And now we're going to turn this around. And we're going to align at 3.5 here. Oops, there it goes. And now we're going to do another mark on the top and all the way to the bottom. And I'm pretty sure you guys know what I am doing. Thank you guys. Okay, so this is kind of a card. We have the 2 marks in here and then 1 here. This one is going to be our middle. And what we're going to do is, I don't know why I put my trimmer away. We're going to align these 2 and we're going to cut. Okay, I'm aligning this as best as I can. And we are going to cut. So there's 1, and we're going to do the same on the other side. And we are going to be done here soon with this piece, at least. I sure hope so. I'm not sure if this is perfectly aligned. You guys know that I don't have very good eyesight, and so I would have to like put my big head on top of the camera, and you don't need to see that. But this looks pretty decent, actually. You can do it with, you know, in other colors and mark. Hey, Tina, how are you? I actually have had a very good luck with these. And just erasing that, of course, this is not needed because, you know, this is just a scrap so I can show you. All folds are going to be valleys. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to get 1. We're going to get there in 2. And let me see. I get there in 3. And there 4. Okay. So this is what we are going to have. We are going to, it's going to be like a card. It's a little bit thicker. You can make this smaller too. Part of what I like it like this is because I wanted to put inside a little bit of a, like a chocolate for, you know, like a little treat to give in Christmas. So that's why I'm created like this. I have to be honest, guys, after I kind of what I have in my mind, I think I'm keeping this one. There's a few cards that I've made that I'm like, I don't know if I should give them away because it's going to work really well like a little nativity center for me. So I can put it in like my little office or something like that. Oh, Judy, I am so glad you are doing better. Sending a lot of hugs and praying for you. So this is it. Very, very simple. And now we're going to work on decorating it. So this is, again, we're going to put that away because we don't need this. I already have mine cut and damaged, just look like Jesus. And so let's see, I'm going to go ahead and reinforce those fold lines. And here's the other one. Okay. I do, and you know that I do that often. I have already cut some of the panels just because cutting them together will take us a long time, and it really, you know, you're not here to necessarily watch me cutting stuff, but I did leave a couple out so I can tell you exactly what I did. Hey, Yvette, welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here. The first one is I'm going to cut so we have, you know, these panels, and we have, this is going to be like the center panel. Now, 2 things about this card. Because of how it's done, you can cut 2 at the same time. I guess, let me show you. This one, so this front will match this back, right? Okay, I'm off camera, guys. You have to tell me when I'm off camera. This back. So these and these will be the same cut. And on the other side is the same. These and these will have the same cut. So I just cut them together. I left the white one here to show you what I did. But that's just be mindful. I cut them at both at the same time, so it's easier. So this piece is 3 3/8 by 8.5, and this is big. It does not need to be big, but really I don't have a whole lot of time, or I did not have a whole lot of time, and I just was cutting and cutting and cutting, and I did not want to have to calculate this much. You don't need the 8.5, right? Really, you can do this, maybe 7.5. Look, all these we don't need, so maybe 7.5. And I'm sorry about my nails, they're really messy today. But this is going to be our first layer, and it's going to go in here. And as you guys can tell, I already have this wrong. So this is this side, and so it doesn't really matter in the white. So another disclaimer. The truth is, okay, I think I need to move this a little bit higher up and bring this down. I think that may work. So you guys know how much I struggle with my triangles and angle cuts. Like, there's no other way to say it. I struggle with that a lot. So I have decided in this case, and partially because I did not have like the time to try to figure out a good way to cut it, that I was going to go go ahead and make some of these marks and work like that. And I have to be honest, works like a charm, guys. So again, this is 1/8 smaller than this. So this part, remember, is 3.5. So this is 3 3/8, right? And all you need is a piece long enough that you can cut, you can mark in here. And that's what I already did, but I'm going to do it here with you so you guys can see. And this is, so all I did is just making a little cut, a little, mark in there with my pencil. And now we're going to cut this. And like I said, it has worked really well for me, especially because for whatever reason, math and I, when it comes to angles, just does not work. Did not work. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what I do wrong every single time, but I do it. And so, like I said, it's busy coming back. I did not have a whole lot of time. And I just decided to go the easy route. I know I've told you guys this in the past. That is how I worked before I actually got to know my trimmer, better. So this is the piece. I already have the piece that belongs to here already cut. And this is this piece. So this piece measures 3 1/4, and I did cut this a little smaller by 7.5, just because it's such a beautiful paper. I did not want to kind of mess this up, and I did the exact same thing. So I'm bringing these out for a specific reason. So let me show you. So these, no, that's not the one. I'm sorry, guys. I have my pieces pretty organized because I don't want them to mix and match, but I'm being very funny with this. Okay. So this is what I was telling you, right? We are going to need 2 pieces that have the same angle. And so you can totally cut these together. So mark 1 and cut the 2. And that saves quite a lot of time. Kind of what I was telling you before. I did use the horse and sleigh stamps, the trees, to stamp here in white using our white pigment. It's a very, I don't know why I'm off. Is it me, guys, or what? Okay, maybe that's better, guys. Let me know if that's better. And so, but again, now another thing I want to remind you guys is that because of the angle, you have to be careful when you're cutting the pattern paper, because the amount of times that I cut it on the wrong, and so I'm trying to cut this piece but end up with the other side, have been countless. So just a reminder that might as well be careful with that. Okay, I have my pieces here. The last thing, and we are going to do that together, is we are going to be working on the middle panel. And here's the card base. So we're going to be working on this middle panel. This piece is, it has to be the same 3 3/8 by 8, and this is actually 8 3/8. So it's all just an eighth of an inch smaller. And what I think it's important is, so you guys can tell, right? It's right there, fits between the lines. And I am really, really aligning this in here and centering with this. And I'm not really being too concerned in here because this is the part that we're going to cut. So bringing back my wonderful pen, I'm going to move this a little bit towards myself because I don't know why it's so far away, like if I were a tall person. And I'm going to do this. So I'm going to mark in here. So following that little point in there, right? Here's the middle. So I'm going to follow that and make a mark there. And then on the cardstock, kind of the same thing we did in the other ones. We're going to mark on each side. Oops, no movement. There. And I am calculating, let me see if you can see this here better. It's about 1/8 of an inch. Can you see? It's about 1/8 of an inch, the mark I'm making. This is completely, eyeballing, which is why it's not going to be perfect, but it is good enough. I'm just going to make sure again that these did not move and that these are okay. So, because if this moves, then the angle is going to move, right? So we need this to be, I think, I'm going to erase this. And I'm going to make another mark in there, a little bit lower. Okay. And now we're going to do the cut. And it's the same thing. We're going to align those 2 points between the middle and the edge. And we are going to cut. And I am thinking I'm seeing these as aligned as possible. We have one, guys. And now we're going to do the next one. And hopefully these work. Sometimes it works like a charm. Sometimes it doesn't. And if it doesn't, well, we can always bring another piece of white paper, right? It's not a big deal. Now, like I said, this has been a really good eraser for me. I'm pretty sure you guys have probably something better. But that's good. Now, we are going to do the same thing with this layer. So this piece is another 1/8 smaller. So this is 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. And in this case, I am actually going to use my white pen. It's a Jelly Roll pen. Nothing out of the ordinary. Again, you guys can tell I'm centering the top layer with my white. It's hard to see, but I'm centering. And I'm going to use my white pen. Why? Because really there's so many white things in here that a little white dot will not make a difference. Like it will not really be noticeable. So in this case, and because of the paper I'm using, it works really well. I'm using the white because obviously, like seeing the pen here on the blue is kind of hard. And I'm going to move this a little bit, guys, to me because I'm sorry, but I am not seeing very well the tippy top in there. But it's there. You guys can see it. So I'm going to make a little notch in there with my white pen. And see what I was saying? It just looks part of the, let me move this. It moved a little bit. And that's what I was telling you guys. That's the only important thing about doing it this way is that you need to really put it and center it in the right way. Otherwise, it's not going to be straight. So I'm going to move these again and I'm going to make another mark in there. It's got to be a little bit towards here. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm just calculating about 1/8 of an inch in. Let me see, guys. Sorry. I'm going to move this a tiny bit here so I can see. It's more or less 1/8 of an inch. I think that will work. Okay, and we're going to cut now. Same as we did before. We are going to cut from that dot to the other dot. But that's what I was saying, guys. It just looks so good with the white because it does not, it just looks like it's part of the DSP, right? So that is just a great idea with these pattern paper because it has so much little white stars on them, so you can't really like think anything. If you feel a little like stressed about it, you can even make a little star, right? One of those little marks, because they are not like, if you see this paper, even it's not like a perfect star. It's more like drawn, and it just works well. Okay, guys, remind me not to talk too much, but that, see what I'm saying, that works so well instead of me trying to figure out how to get this together. I know it's a little funny, but yeah, angles and I just don't work. Now, because we are using these, we are going to be using these different angles, and I'm not really good with them. I'm going to be using glue. If the glue comes out, be amazing. So what are your plans for the weekend, guys? Oh, and you know what? I found out that I really could show you the Be My Valentine, or Be My Valentine suite. So I do not have it planned, but if you want, I can go and get it once we're done. If you're interested, we can do it at the end of the video. Okay, so I'm bringing it up to me because this white is not helping me see well what I'm doing. Okay, it's just one of those things. So here's the beauty of using glue, right? You have a lot of leeway to center that as best as you can. And we are going to bring this one in here. So we're going to add our first layer, which is in the middle. I like these, let me see, this paper or this DSP with blue. I have seen a lot of people using black or misty moonlight. I have told you guys there's something in my brain that does not work very well, and so I think I like it with blue. And look at that. I'm going to show you so you see this is not a perfect angle, but it is good enough. And so I am, I'm happy because I feel that works well. Okay, so let me see. There are two pieces that I have already put together, mainly because, guys, I have such a hard time. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's available for demonstrators already, Adrian, but you have had to subscribe. Yeah, the jelly roll is a good idea. Subscribe to the on stage, and I did. So you were able to get it if you subscribe to the on stage. Does that make sense? Sometimes I don't know. So I was telling you guys I have the hardest time centering and putting together long, thin pieces for whatever reason. So I decided to do this ahead of time. I am just using the same paper. Well, it's not the same paper, but the same DSP packet. And we are going to adhere this. See, you guys, what I was telling? Like, there is a little bit extra. But I did the same thing for everything. I just used, instead of trying to calculate it and see, which angle I don't have. I think I don't have the knowledge to do it that way. So whenever there's angles, I'm just going to go with my basic marking and cutting. Okay, so this is how this is going to be. It's going to look very similar all together. We are going to glue all these friends. So the insides are the ones that have the white trees. And I just want that to create some background, not just the stars, right? But don't worry, guys, this is not it. We're going to be decorating these a lot, which I'm pretty sure you guys know by now that, that's going to happen. By the way, I'm just saying and putting it out loud, I am not using gold. So, for those of you, I'm not using gold. I restrained myself from using gold, and I am using white, mainly because I think that most of us have some white available, and so you don't actually need to get anything extra. But the white. Yes, Anita, these DSP, like I said, I have to say, and I know I said it when we did the opening of the mini catalog. I really think this mini catalog was spectacular. Like I loved it very, very much. If I would have had money, I would have bought it all. I If I would have had money and more time, because the reality is there's things that I have bought that I have not used a lot, like stamps especially. So that was one of the reasons why I'm like, Maria, you just can't buy stuff if you're not going to use it, right? So, okay, so this is how this is starting to look. Very, very simple. Using white, we just adhere the layers. I am going to adhere the layers on the front and then start with the decorations because it will be much easier. The layers on the front do not have, they don't have the trees. We can think if we want trees on them. I'm just going to leave them treeless. My idea is not to make a lot of decorations in the front. No, we are not going to do a belly band. I thought about it, but I went with Susie, who I don't think is here. But Susie's idea of just using ribbon or, in this case, twine. And so I went with that idea. And I really like it. I have two other little cards for you to see. And I gotta tell you guys, I really, really love it. Before I make any mistakes, is this correct? It's always a fear because I don't have a whole lot more of this paper available. So I have to be very careful at not making a mistake here because we cannot fix it. We'll have to change the whole layout somehow. Okay. We did, guys. We did well. Okay, so this is the front. And so I'm going to turn these like this. And then we can put this where it goes, right? So I'm going to turn, because I've told you guys it's much easier for me to do this horizontally, sort of. I know that I've been using glue a whole lot more lately than I have in the past. We are still not best friends. Oh, that's a great idea. Yes, Adrian, I agree. Magnets is always a wonderful thing. I did not think of magnets. Actually, I was deciding in my brain because a card for the Simple Stamping Sunday that had magnets, but I did not think of that here. I think, well, yes, it is a great idea, Adrian, but I wanted to create like a special tag. And you'll see it here in a minute. Well, probably towards the end, but yeah. So maybe that's why I didn't think of magnets. But magnets is a great way to closing this. And I showed you guys the other day when we did that, the Halloween one. Those really thin magnets, those are just perfect. Okay, so this is our card. Basically, we can put one or the other. It doesn't really matter. You can fit something in here. We're going to create a little pocket in here. But the important thing is that then you can do as much as you want, creating layers or, hey, Tabu. Oh, I'm sorry, Tara. Huh. I wonder what's going on with your phone. But then we can't put a lot of height in the card without being concerned. And that's why I did this. So let's start with the decorations. Okay, so I did mess this up a little bit when I was moving everything. So let's go ahead and see. So I know this one is the one that goes in here. So all of these are cut from one of the papers. And for one of them, I put them away. I don't know. Yeah, I put them away. I used for this one, and I used it a couple of times. This is, remember the, oh my God. Meandering Meadows Sweet. this is one of those dies, and I was telling you guys that to me it is always worth it to get dies that you're going to use and reuse, right? And this is one of those. So it has like a little mountain thing, and it just works so well in this card, so I had to use those too. Okay, so now I'm going to bring here my thin, because this is where my gift card is going to go. So we're going to create a little pocket to make our gift card. Okay, and so we're going to line these measures, these piece measures the same, 3 1/4. And really this was just what I, okay, Tara, you're so funny. Just what this was actually done like this by the paper, right? So now we can put something in here if we want to, maybe. I'm like, yeah, it does. So it fits perfectly in there. We're going to decorate a little bit this in a minute. I'm just going to let this to dry, and we're going to go with the other side, and I'm going to bring this other piece in here that does not need, let me center this a tiny bit, that does not need to be a pocket. So I'm just going to adhere this with glue. And these measures the same. I forgot to say this, but same as always, or as it has been recently. Hey, how are you, dear Maria? How are you, Mary, not Maria? I did create a PowerPoint, not a PowerPoint, a PDF tutorial that will have all those measurements so you guys can recreate the card if you want it. The advantage with this is that this is really the height you want, right? The measurement, I guess the vertical measurement or this measurement is specific, but the height can be whatever you want. So that's good. I am going to bring, okay, I'm going to start bringing some of the details. So the first thing I'm going to bring, this is just a piece of white. I did use blending brushes to create this, but I'm bringing this because we're going to have to cut some of this, and we're going to cut at least these pieces so it fits. I thought I was going to need to do a whole lot more of a change, but it looks like it's going to fit with just taking those pieces. So let's cut that real quick. Okay, let's remove that so there's no mayhem, and see if this fits. If not, we'll use the trimmer to make this work, but I think it works fairly okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be fine. Good. So this is the first thing. We are going to work here on the top. I told you guys that I wanted to use a little bit of a different stuff because I've been using these so often that I wanted to create something different so you guys have, you know, something interesting. So I'm going to do this with my block. Why am I doing that? So this doesn't happen. For whatever reason, if you're using white, the ink pad always gets messy. So I am not sure who I saw that. I did not come up with that idea all on my own, but I did see it. And so I think it's a great, great idea. I'm going to bring, so I have a completely white, or completely clean, not white, blending brush. Now, remember that this is kind of a harder and different, I'm going to bring this piece. Harder and different kind of ink to use, right? See, it's just a little thicker. It's different. So just be mindful when you're doing this, if you're going to do it this way, so it does not create a big patch. I'm softening a little bit there in my grid, and I'm keeping these up here so I know exactly where I want this. And what I'm trying to create is is it called halo? Of the star. So I have already a star here, and we are going to create kind of a halo for that star in here. Super soft, guys, because these really gets or can get messy. And back again, taking a little bit. Another piece, another little bit. See, like that is looking halo-ish. Is that the word, guys? I don't know if halo is the word, but you know, so we can see the light of the big star. Goes back again a little bit and more white. Yes. And more, because I really want to make it noticeable. Why? Because the background of this paper has a lot of, it's not solid, right? You have some lighter areas. So I just really want to make the difference. Okay, now let me show you what I meant. Look at that. Can you see? It still has like some of, it's kind of matte, some of the bluish of the paper. So again, you, especially with white, it is a great idea to use your blocks. I'm going to do this again, and we're going to get some more white. And now I'm going to bring kind of more intense in the middle, right? Because that's kind of how it will look like. And now I'm going to soften it up on the edges. Kind of like that. We're going to bring our little star. I am not using gold, but I am using some bright stuff. So this is from, oh my gosh, I always forget the name of it. It's called the Holographic Trio. And so we can put this one in here. Now we know that it needs a little bit more of white towards the edge. In here, so lower. And that will do. I am probably going to put this one towards the top, because you'll be able to see that. So putting a little bit more white in here. Because it makes sense, right? You have a very big star. There's got to be a lot of white light around. Okay, something along those lines. I really like the effect. We need a little bit more towards here, towards the bottom. Okay. Now that looks more appropriate. So we just created very softly. Oops, sorry. I'm just softening here a little bit the edges. Okay. So that goes up there, and now we have the star and the light around it. So this goes there in my, with my chamois getting cleaned. So here goes the next thing we're going to do a little bit different, and I'm bringing a piece of cardstock. I was, oh, thank you, Elizabeth. I am so glad you like it. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I did here in a minute, but let's work on the house. So we're going to put this one in here, right? This is our house, our little, not house, but the place. And now, so I did get, so I keep doing these just as is. I kept doing it, and I figured we need to do something in here. And it was actually not my idea. I saw it in a Facebook post. Somebody had actually added like a circle to the background and put the yellow, and I thought, oh, that's brilliant, but I didn't want it to be a separate circle, right? So we did some blending in here, and we're going to work together with the blending. I did cut this out in white. This is the reason why I cut this in white, so I could use the yellow. And I used the piece that actually belongs in here, right? So we're going to put that there for a minute, that there, and we're going to bring, let's put that out there. We're going to bring two brushes in here. Let's see. I'm going to try to do this pretty quickly, but so you have an idea of what I did. So I brought my Joseph and Mary, right? And decide, okay, this is going to be like where they are at. So I got quite a bit of Let me move that a bit. Quite a bit of ink. And then kind of visually, but I'm going to go deep-ish on the inside, right on the center. And then I'm going to like go around super softly, kind of to be able to create that dispersion of the light, right? And then, so that kind of got a little bit messed up there, but, and then what I did, it was pretty simple. I brought my pecan pie because it's kind of a more yellowish tone to it, or has a yellowish tone to it, and I actually use my small blending brush and went around with it. Okay, not like that, but without touching. I'm not sure why this is not working well. Okay, there. Without really touching the yellow. I did not did this as bad as this, but because that way, because when you're blending, you go over and over and over colors, right? And so if you do this, you'll leaving some white with the yellow. Once it mixes, then you'll still have that that kind of softening towards the edges, right? So I started with that one, and then I brought crumb cake. And yes, it's a lot of using inks, but hey, that's why we like this, right? And then I went over with the crumb cake on that, so it kind of like darkens a little bit, but always towards the edges, because I really like that pecan pie and crumb cake kind of closeness in colors, right? In tones, I guess. Okay, so I'm darkening that, and then as you guys can tell, my crumb cake is starting to struggle. So that is, and then the last one, yes, I did use early espresso. It's always very dark, and you have to be mindful when you use it, right? But it does create a lot of that, kind of gives it, I think it really gives it like a really cool darkening. Okay, so we'll work, that looks awful, we'll work on that together. So you guys see more or less how it went. So going back with my jello, right? So that softens that mess up of mine. And bringing back the pecan pie. And yeah, there. So see, you can totally fix all your mistakes when you are doing, and especially if you do that. I messed up, sorry. I shouldn't have looked away. But if you mess up, you can still fix it, thankfully. Hey, Yvette, you know what? It's about practicing. The amount, so look at that. Like, this looks very messy. So it's just practicing. That's how I think about these things. Nothing comes easy. So back to the yellow. I want to make this yellow darker just because I messed up in here. But because I left those white zones, I still have a deeper inside of the circle. And because you can totally bring some of that yellow back in here, right? And back at it. Blending is a lot. Oh, I keep doing that. Jesus. Blending is a lot of coming back and forth until you get exactly what you want. And lastly, and obviously this is not this big, but this is kind of the process I went through. So this does not look as good as the other one, but that's because I'm, of course, doing it here. I'm going back with my pecan pie a little bit because I made a couple mistakes here because I'm just like trying to make this quick, but you get the idea. This one looks a whole lot better. I did not have to do a whole lot of it. Let's look at this. Much better. But that's the goal. Like I was more careful when I was doing the blending, and you can tell that I did not mix a whole lot that center with the pecan pie, which I did here because I made a mistake around here. So Anyways, but this would work well if it were, cut the right way. It will totally work okay. I guess if we put it like this, right, and you bring the Holy Family, it will still work very, very well. Now, after that, I did run it through our 3D timber embossing folder. It looks okay. It's not ideal. Thank you, Adrian, but it's not ideal. I did mess up, but that's okay. Some of these, I guess the newer ones, are like harder to close. And I'm closing all these so I don't make a mess. Okay, so I'm removing all that can be messed out of. Oh, thank you, Yvette. I so appreciate that. But now we have these. Like you can tell, I run it through the timber embossing folder, like I mentioned. So it kind of keeps up with the timber feel of the house, right? So that kind of, it's like a whole, has continuity, I guess. I'm hoping this does not make a whole lot of mess, but we'll hope for the best. So going back to our little house, so we're going to bring this in here. We're going to glue first the house. I was thinking about actually giving these some dimension. So it feels like this is higher up, but I think I'm going to not give it a dimension. And okay, it was kind of stuck in there. Okay, so not totally towards the edge, towards the lower edge. I don't want it in the lower edge. I want it a little bit higher up. I do have a little piece of these, I think. I hope I didn't lose it. I want to. This seems to be, oh, I found it. I think this is too small. We'll see. Is this the one? Let me check. This is not it. This is for the front. I might have lost it. Guys, how often do I lose pieces? It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. We can totally cut these. I swear to God I had it. Okay, well, I'm giving up a little bit because these two are for the outside and we have not done that. So I'm going to leave that as is for 1 minute. We can put that later on, and we are going to bring our little piece and we're just going to put this here like a and as you guys can tell, I had made a mistake in here, and then I turn it around and use the other side. That happens, right? So let's go ahead. It creates a lot of continuity, and I really, really like that. We'll look for another piece here in a minute. It does not really affect the whole thing. Now I keep trying to make these in colors for whatever reason. I try very, very hard, and I just do not end up liking it. Oh, thank you, Judy. That's so kind. So I tried. I did not like that. I figured, okay, I'm going to make it with like paper, designers use paper, but then it just does not look so good. So finally, I went with Boho Blue and just with one of the little blender, went around with Misty Moonlight to darken the edges. And I think that's what needs to happen. That's the one. And so I'm going to put them here. I do want them a little popped up, so we're going to use some mini dimensionals. Oops, these mini dimensionals are a little rebellious, so it's just like, not rebellious. I think that my hands are not as thin as I think they are. Okay, and we are going to get them up and out. and put them here. I just wanted my family in here. Kind of following, right? Like them only. And then, is that straight? It looks straight. I do have a lot of animals, so I'm going to bring one of the animals that he can be here. And where's my little cow? And I have a little cow. I have a lot of stuff in here cut. So you guys know that's me. And I have no, I had a darker cow. Sorry, guys. I think it's here. Yeah. So it makes a little bit of a difference. So I can put them up here. I don't want him there, but the cow can go up here, and I'm not going to glue him just yet, but we can glue him in here because we need to find out what I did with my peas. It's okay. So I'm going to bring my cow in here, and I'm going to tilt a little bit and make it like that, and then we'll glue this here in a minute. I'm going to focus on the rest of the card and then we'll finish. So here are my 100 things I did. So I have, and this is from the Merriest Trees. Yeah, Carrie, I am glad you mentioned that. I don't love the blacks. I mean, I like the black silhouettes in others. I think that in these, I don't love it. And so kind of what I was telling you guys, you can totally build a little scene. I have another one of these in here. We can bring this. I have some other of those trees, so we can put, whatever. Oh, no, not there, because that's but we can put some of these trees here. So there's some kind of combination there, right? And I have blue and I have some white. Let's see. I think I'm going to put this one white and then this one like underneath. So we're just building a little, oh, thank you, Deb. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we're just building a little scene here, using these are the dies in, so this is the dies from Horse and Sleigh, and then these are the Merriest Trees. And like I said, I do like very much to use everything I have. I cannot help it. So I know that I don't want you to think, oh, you have to buy everything. But the truth is, if you're a crafter, you most likely have a few trees out there. I actually had out some of last year trees. I don't know if you remember in the celebration, they had a lot of trees. I had some of those out because I'm like, those would be awesome, right? So I'm going to put this one in here. I'm going to hold on to this for a second because I have one of these. I actually want this one that is a little darker. So does not need this. And so I have it white. We can totally bring like one. Okay, I'm going to keep going, hoping that you guys can see me. So I just used a little bit of my... Okay, Elizabeth, that's so weird. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, I'm going to keep going here because we don't have a whole lot of time. But I am going to adhere these Merriest Trees was done in Misty Moonlight and stamped in navy blue. And so I'm going to adhere these. Oh, still no sound, Anita? Okay, I'm going to put this in here. Oh, my dear. Okay, not the top. So let me know. Okay, this needs to be loose because we have our card here, remember? So we have a little bit of space here. Thank you. And I am going to bring my friend. So our camel. And then he's going to go like in the back here. Okay, so it looks like it's back on. Okay, perfect. Sounds like I'm back. My computer is kind of frozen, so I can't see, but it sounds like I'm back. And I'm bringing my friend in here, and I should actually should have put him on dimensionals. I didn't think of it. And I even have some of these. You guys remember these? These were from like 2 years ago, I think. And I thought because they're so thin, they would like do a great job in here just to put an extra something. And I am going to put it anyways on that side. There. Just because, you know, just for fun. Okay, so working on Facebook, not on YouTube. That's what it seems. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I am going to speed this up. It's always so dramatic. I'm going to cut just a piece. See, I had done this, so I don't know where I put it, but I had done this. And I am just going to cut like something along those lines, because, you know. And I'm going to cut these probably, okay, this is too not straight on that end. And we need this anyways at 3 1/4. And this is going to be too tall for our Nativity set. So I'm actually going to bring it back down and create a little bit of a better mountain kind of setting. Let's see if this works. I think it's still too high. Yep, still too high. So we're going to cut these. Oh, okay. Thank you, Elizabeth. So it looks like it's back on Facebook. I am sorry, guys. I don't know. Well, I know what happened. Somebody tried to call me, and that's kind of what happened. Still needs a little bit more. So if you guys can go and join Facebook, that'll be amazing. I am sorry. I don't know, guys. I am so sorry. It was somebody called me, and I did hang up as soon as I could, but I guess it was not fast enough of me to do it, so that's sad. I'm gonna keep going, guys, because I do want to finish this card. So I'm aligning these to the top. We're almost done. I just put a note that it is on Facebook. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. But I'm going to bring my little star, right? We're going to finish this. And we're going to add it all the way up here. All the way to the top. It looks perfect on the top because you'll be able to see it when it's closed. So you'll be able to see the star. And I love that detail. So I have here we have our little horsey. Our little horsey is here. And I'm going to bring him out in about somewhere along those lines. Okay, I am going to remove this a tiny bit, and I'm going to cut. Maybe I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to put it all the way like this. Like that. No, that seems too weird. So I'm going to cut a little bit. Thank you, Adrian. I am so sorry about it. I am not sure why it stopped on YouTube. It's like it disconnected from YouTube, but I'm not sure why it disconnected. So I am going to bring my little horsey down a little bit in here. I just want him to not be so much underneath Joseph. Like a little piece is okay, but not all of it. Okay, so nope. Okay, he's going to go down below. That's how we solve these problems, right? Instead of fighting it. So he's going to stay down below in there. And I'm going to bring the other, is this the one? Guys, I have a lot of these in here. Okay, so I'm going to bring this one that has the little cheap, and we're going to bring him on top. Put him in here. And as you can tell, I have all sorts of colors going on in here. And then I have a few of these beautiful lambs, and we are going to put them like whenever, right? Like maybe one there. I'm going to put her here. And of course, look at what Maria did. I did not take this off. Okay, let's see. Did I take it off? Okay, nope, I need the other one. Okay, guys. Yep, it just did not go back to Facebook. I mean, to YouTube. I don't know what happened with YouTube. I'm sorry about that. And so we're going to leave these like this. We may do something extra, but we're going to put this back in here. And we're going to bring these two little mountains that we created. We used this. I used what I told you guys. I used those other dice from Meandering Meadows that I showed you last week. And so let's see. So I'm building this kind of the same scene, right? I have a few in here that I can put, and I'm just going to put this white one. Adrian, is it working still on Facebook? Please let me know if it's still working on Facebook. I would appreciate if you guys let me know. And then we're going to bring this one. And I have another piece. Let me cut this one a little bit, because this needs to measure. We said 3 1/4. And I'm going to cut that. Okay. So if somebody can tell me if still working on Facebook, I would appreciate. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. And I have cut these. This is the only piece left I have of that village, and so I figured that I can just like bring it up here, kind of like in the back. You know, we're kind of building something. Okay, thank you guys. But the way to do this so it's easier for me is just to put the glue in here, and then add this. So it's like the city behind the mountains. Okay, and so we're going to move, I'm going to move this a tiny bit higher there. And so, you know, again, this is just literally the last piece I have available. So we're going to put this friend here. Like so. Oh, this is a little bit bigger. That's fine. Just like that. And I struggle with the fact that these, for whatever reason, I always put them backwards. So I'm going to turn these around and use the other side, right? But I am going to do some not coloring, some blending, just to give it a little bit more definition to our friend. So, but I'm going to put him backwards like that. It's not ideal, but it's not terribly awful. Okay. And yeah, that'll do. Like that. I'm going to bring one of those trees that I already had, and I'm going to put them like, just kidding. Yeah. Let's put this first. I'm going to move this a tiny bit there. And now we'll bring our little, not little because it's not little, but our camel friend. I am so sorry for those of you who were on YouTube. I think that in the end I'm going to have to like move stuff around and save the video and download the video. It's going to be messy. I can tell. And I have this other one in here, right? So we're going to bring our friend back. And yes, I am going to use, but I'm going to bring blue. And we're going to blue this friend out. I do that a lot. This happened mainly because I was using, I was trying to do colors. And so I'm like, I'm not going to throw this away. This stays. So we have another one in here. And kind of what I was telling you guys, see, like you'll be able to put this like this and have your nativity somewhere. And I absolutely love that. Okay, and then I have a few of these clouds. A few sounds like a lot. I have 2 of these clouds. I'm going to put one in here just to create some interest. And then I have one of those tiny, tiny ones. And I'm going to put it inside. Like there. Whoops. Okay. So this is mainly the card. I'm not going to put a whole lot. I could actually. Do I have another friend? I don't have any more friends, but I have a lot of these little friends, and we're going to put them in here. Have one, and there's another one here. Okay. So this is the scene as it when you open, and that's what you got. So, oh, we can even put this other friend in here if we wanted, and I'm going to. Okay. So I'm going to leave this for 1 second. I'm going to bring the tag I'm going to make. So I initially wanted to use peck and pie. And what I did here was stamp it and then re-stamp it with Versamark. I kind of did not love the end result. So I went with white because white always works. And I decided I want like a moving tag. So we're going to have a few pieces of paper here all moving. That way you can have an area in white where you can write, and I like that idea. I am going to bring though these stars in here. These belong to the Stars at Night, and I'm just going to like put a few. Just like that, kind of creating our own DSP there. Just like that. And so now you have an area to write something, right? So we'll have 2 layers. We'll have 1 layer like this. This one is going to go in the back, so it will look somewhere along the lines of this. I have not decided if I want these. I think I like this one better. So you'll have just a lot of them all together. We're going to make that hole here in a second with our crocodile friend. This one will do. And these I made mainly because that way I don't have to worry very much about trying to align, because this is the decal rectangles. So that way they are all fit and they will all look good. Now I'm going to bring, and I think I want, let me bring here, I have the copper clay. I have the Pebble Path and the Boho Blue. And I'm just wondering which one I want. So I keep thinking I want the copper clay just so it gives some extra different color. What do you guys think? You see, like if I tie this with red, it'll give a different color. But I have not decided. It could be this one. What do you guys think? I'm going to give you a couple seconds, a couple minutes while you tell me what you prefer. I am so sad that it disconnected completely from YouTube. Sorry, guys. I think that there's nothing here that pops up with this color, so I think I'm going to go with the basic gray with the pebble path. And I'm making these long, and I'll tell you why, because I have had a couple of issues with the others. You guys are going to see the others and you're going to laugh. So I am going to grab these, probably giving a little bit more. I'm not calculating any of this, but you know, there's a little bit more in here. Pebble path. Okay, Adrian, you and I are on the same wavelength. And I am going to move these through here. Just like that. And then what we're going to do is this is going to be part of this. I just like this idea of having, and so that one's going to stay there, and then I'm going to move this around. Okay, a little bit more. Sorry, I'm just rushing because it got late. It got totally disconnected and discombobulated, and now I'm discombobulated. But the whole goal is that you'll have these tagging here separately. That in the end, if you want, you can even use as a bookmark, right? You just have to cut this just like that. So you'll have these thing, and it's all separated, and it also allows you to have some color, some fun with that beautiful DSP, and then an area where you can write, you know, whatever you want to write. So that is the card. Okay, these are some of our, these are called the 2224 in color pearls, but I know that you guys know that I love them, and I love these. They are in the ink colors, but I just feel that they're like relatable, and I actually put one in another color, but that's fine. And I put one in here. I just love that they are so, this one, that one's not the right color. I'm going to put that one here. And so you just have a little bit of extras. Guys, we made it. Barely. So this is the one. So you can open it, and then you'll remove this completely. Again, you'll have your little tag for later. And then you have the card like this, and you can open. You can put some extra stuff in here. I was thinking of white pearls, but just because it's so late with that, I'm not going to, but you can totally fill this out with other things, and then you'll have like your little your own little nativity, and I just adore how this looks. So, oh, and it has a little pocket, right? I love it. I have to tell you guys, I really love it. Okay, so there's that. Now, I made one with the Winter Meadows. This is much simpler, but I did see what I was telling you guys. I did not use enough twine in here. That happens. And this is a simple tag, just a little tag with some of the bags. Very, very simple, but I really like this one. All of them have pockets. So, mostly, I hope, yeah. So, just very simple. This was my first one, so I was practicing. But you still have an area to write. And then these all have lots of bling in there. Using, again, this is the Winter Meadow, so this one is just one I did because I really have not used it, and I figured I needed to use it. And then the second one I did was this one using my leftovers from Cheerful Daisies. And when I say my leftovers, they're really my leftovers. Almost done, like I almost have nothing of that paper, so Kind of, again, a little tag, right, with colors in the back. I love this color combo, guys. So just really simple but super cute, I think. I love this one. Very beautiful. So I again, it's just simple. You can put a little bit more if you want it. I like them simple a little bit. This one is because it's more of a scene. Oh my god, I have them all messed up in here, and so this had a little bit more, but I also kind of put extra effort when I am working on our life. Now one thing I had to do, and I hope you guys can keep up with me in spite of the detail, is let me see. That's so annoying that happened. I hate when these things happen. Okay, so we are going to do the raffle for last week, for the week before I left, actually. And I have it there ready. Let me see. Okay, there it is. And so we're going to do the raffle real quick. And the winner for is Cherry. Oh my god, Cherry was in the live. That's so sad. I'll try to comment on the live. I will post on the community thing there, and I will post it on Facebook. Maybe she will join us on Facebook. So Cherry Wilker is the winner for the little ornament, and it can be any of the ornaments, so you guys can tell me what you want. Cherry, just be aware of that. And lastly, I know there's only like 3 of us in here at this point in time, Elizabeth and Adrian and Anita. Do you guys want to see? I know it's been an hour and a half, but do you guys want to see the Be My Valentine, or are we good and I can show it later in another day? I am so glad you guys like it. That is super cool. I'm glad, in spite of the messes. Just let me know. Yes? Okay, let me bring it. So I have it all separated because that's how my brain works. Let's start with the basics. So this is the ribbon it comes with. It is called Border Ribbon, and I think this is Sweet Sorbet and white. And I really, guys, why don't you tell me you're not seeing anything? I'm so funny. Okay, sorry. I believe isn't it January? I have not checked, Adrian, to be fully honest with you. I want to say it's January, but I am not sure. I know that they try to get the mini catalog in January. At least that's what happened this year. They took him on January, or they put it out on January, and it ended when the annual catalog came out. Maybe I'm mistaken. So again, this is the ribbon. It's called Border Ribbon, and it's in Swiss Sorbet. Very beautiful. I like this one very much. I forgot it comes with a punch, and you can cut these. So here's the stamp set. So the B, this can be a heart or the yeah, you're right, Elizabeth. December, because we always get it ahead of time. The little heart or the wings. I love this, and a little heart in there. I love punches. Can you see? This one can even be like a how you call it, bubble? A speaking bubble, a talking bubble, or something. Like, I don't know if you put somebody talking here. Right? It's hard to see. There it is. Okay. So this is the one that I'm saying can be a bubble, but this is technically the B. So this is the stamp set. I'm going to open it. It has like the body and the B, right? Has the wings and a heart, so you can play with both. I love word bubble. Thank you, Adrian. I love these little like flying things, and then the bee has little faces. I love that. And it's just very cute. I love this. Now, the paper is amazing. So we have, isn't this cute? I just love this kind of stuff, right? I love the little bees. Then this one is like, I don't know, honey jars, mason jars. And then this one in the back. I love this kind of like soft patterns because they're super easy to mix and match, right? Then little bees and hearts, very, very cute. And then a base of petal pink and hearts, very beautiful. And then we have big bees with a lot of pool party. I really like this one very much too. And little tiny daisies. Oh my god. Oh, Elizabeth, I just used regular scrapbook papers from Amazon. You know, they are just the regular ones. I think maybe they're not included in this description, but I can include them there if you want. And then this one also, I really like these more generic pattern paper. Yes, Anita, I agree with you. And this is adorable too. I love stripes. Those are things I really like to use to mix and match, right? And then the last one is more bees. Beautiful with, extras on the green. And then just like the, I forgot the name of this, but this pattern and in petal pink. And it says, obviously is black, and Daffodil Delight, Lemon Lime Twist, Petal Pink, Pool Party, and Sweet Sorbet. So very... Oh, so I will add them here later. Here in a little bit, I will add them here. Now, probably you guys are going to laugh because it just tells you what an spoiled person I am. But probably my favorite was the adhesive. It's called Adhesive Bark Hearts and Flowers. But look how cute these are. Isn't this super cute? Guys, I just love them. So they have them in the 4 colors. So the Pool Party and the Daffodil Delight, Petal Pink, and the Sweet Sorbet. And it has the hearts and the little flowers. But I don't know how to tell you how much I love these little decorations. In love with them. I could probably get a ton of these just to hold, right? I need to use them, but they're so beautiful. So this is the suite. It's very, very simple. Very cute, right? Oh my god, they are so cute. These embellishments, again, I'm probably getting a few of these once I'm able to, just because they go with everything, right? And we have so many suites in the past that have that mix match with these colors. Like last year it had these 2 colors, but balmy blue, I don't know if you remember. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Let's see. Okay, yes, it is perfect for Valentine. I loved it. Let me know if you received it. That is the link to the plastic things, but again, I mean, that's my link to my Amazon, whatever. But they are, there's tons of them all over in Amazon. But yeah, I love these, and this is perfect for Valentine. But like I was saying, you can totally get this mix and match with other sweets that we've had in the past. Okay, guys, I know it's been forever and a day. I'm so sorry it took so long. I'm so sorry about all the mishaps. I'm not sure why it got disconnected from YouTube. That was very annoying. So what I will do is oh, hi, Denise. Huh. Well, I'm so sorry, Denise. So I will download the video most likely and then upload it to YouTube later. That's, I think, what's going to have to happen. Don't forget that once I'm able to do that, it'll take a little bit of time. I will put all the measurements and send the post and everything. So everything will be there later today or tomorrow. So you guys know, with all the measurements and the PDF tutorial and all that good stuff. So I am sorry, and I hope I see you on Sunday for my Simple Stamping Sundays. And see you then. Lots of blessings to you all. I am so sorry about the mishap. I'm not even sure what happened. Like, because in the past I have had times when it gets disconnected when they call, but it kind of reconnects. So I'm not sure. I'm sorry, and thank you for your patience. Sending hugs to everybody. I'm going to move in here. Sending hugs to everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and of your week. Hugs. Bye.